Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Goodness Gracious Podcast, Season 42, Episode 2. Let's get into a little bit of afternoon chit chat. Let's talk about the housewives and nothing but the housewives, because you guys already know I'm a housewives fanatic. So come on, y'all. We're going to get on into it. We're going to start with the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's talk about Candace Dillard, okay? Yesterday, she announced that she is going to be a mom for the first time. And when I tell y'all, the Housewives universe was cheering from here, there, and everywhere. Baby, everybody was happy for Candace Dillard, especially after the way she was treated at the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8 reunion, period. Okay? A lot of people felt like, Andy Cohen did not hold Giselle and Robin and Ashley to their feet to the fire like, he did Candace and Wendy. They felt like it was just so one-sided. And throughout the reunion, people were looking at Candace because she was given a lot of grace. She was apologizing. She was talking about moving forward. And, the other side of the couch, Giselle and Robin, they just did not see it for this young woman, telling them, let's, just trying to work it out, just holding back a little bit. And so the fans watching were like, wait, Candace is doing a lot of crying and she's not doing she's not giving the girls the business like she usually do. Candace and Wendy can cut somebody down with some words, they can get them together, all together, way together, just by, and I believe that's what gets Robin and Giselle into their feelings, because they can't handle when Wendy and Candace, they give it to them, and they walk away with their tail between their legs. Anyway, in that ET video that Candace and Chris gave to Entertainment Tonight, announcing their pregnancy and talking about their pregnancy, he asked her, the interviewer, he asked her, and I forgot his name, but he asked her, what happened? You were so different at the reunion. Was it because of the pregnancy? And this is what she had to say.
I maybe took a sort of different approach at this reunion at the request of the network to try and be less vitriolic and more in a space and a spirit of moving forward. And, you saw some of that, I think. And there were things that I would have said had I not been given those directives.
Okay, so she's saying that before the reunion started, the Bravo executives or producers came to her and said, listen, we want you to be a little easy, come from a place of, trying to move forward. And that's a damn shame, because in other words, they told Candace to tone it down. And meanwhile, Giselle was toned up, okay? She was cranked up, okay? And that's a damn shame. Yeah, why is it? Listen, if Giselle and Robin can't handle a little sparring between themselves and Candace and Wendy, then maybe y'all need to leave the show. Because last I checked, this show is supposed to be about shading the girls. And they'll say, like Ashley likes to use, but sometimes she goes too far. No, this is what it is, okay? This is what it is. If you can't get on my level when it comes to shading and cutting the girls down, then maybe this show is not for you. And I felt it in my bones that I was like, Candace is so different. Like, she's not really but then again, she was pregnant, which helped even more to just okay, I'm not going to even, give it to her good, because, you have your baby growing in your belly and you don't want to be angry. So I get that. But, however, I'm sick of Giselle. And this is the second time on this cast that one of these housewives had went to production to complain about Candace. Karen did it when Monique got into the fight with Candace, and Candace and her had it out because Candace felt like, Karen wasn't being supportive to her. And so she took that text message that she got from Candace, and she went to the executives to talk to get. She wanted the producers or the executive to HR to have a talk with Candace. And I'm like, really, Karen? Really? Do you know doing that she could have lost her job? Because apparently, Candace, I believe, not verbatim word for word, told Karen to go to hell or burn in hell, something like that. Now, was it a little too harsh? Yes. But why are you running to HR with that? Like, really? And then we find out that Giselle also went to H&R, not H&R, HR. And she also complained about Candace and her mouth, and she was supposed to get a talking to from production or the executive. I'm like, what is this? And then y'all wonder why we say y'all are adjacent to the colorisms, because you acting like Karens. You're really acting like Karens because someone said something to you that you didn't like. You're going to go complain and possibly have them lose their job. So, yeah. Someone said, so again, Giselle was being protected over the dark-skinned black women. Yes, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Okay. Someone said, let me read some more. Someone said, so they were sick of her mouth too. Yeah, you could be sick of her mouth, but listen, when did we start this? Oh, if you say something that I don't like, I'm going to take it to HR. Then maybe you shouldn't be on the show. Let's see. Someone said, at Bravo TV, please do this on your podcast. Now, Candace said, saying she was silenced by the network. Huh? Why wait for all this toxic mess still after the RHOP reunion? Okay. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, so the fans were like 50-50. I was playing this clip from the neighborhood talk. So we're going to move on because we're going to stay on Candace Dillard because Carlos King did his Messy Mondays with Dr. Heavenly, and they talked about the reunion. They talked about, the last part of the reunion, and they also talked about Candace. Now, when Carlos King was talking about Candace Dillard, he got a little emotional, and I'm trying to figure out why the hell is he getting emotional about Candace at the reunion. He felt like she was not treated fairly at the reunion. I'm going to play the clip, and then I'm going to speak on it because Carlos King is full of it.
And this is the part where I said to myself, who is the real Giselle Bryant? Will the real Giselle Bryant stand up? Because I can't for the life of me understand why you can't have a human moment and say, I wasn't there to comment, to blame Wendy. And then when they said, well, Wendy wasn't around, well, Candace, it was like, y'all have weaponized Candace as being a spoiled brat because she comes from money. When at the end of the day, all of you mothers on that stage are raising a Candace. All of you mothers on that stage are raising your children to grow with generational wealth.
I can agree with him on that, and it's just like Ashley had said that on the stage too. They asked her about, her divorce and her business, and she's like, the clothing line, G&A is setting her up, is a setup for her children. So Carlos is right. You guys are out here setting your children up for generational wealth. So, but why give Candace so much slack for it? In the beginning, they haven't done it in a while, but in the beginning, when she first got introduced to the show, they had a lot to say about her mama paying her bills and paying for her mortgage and her man living up in her house while her mama was taking care of her.
All of you women on that show are raising your children to not have to ask for a man to get a house. All of you women on that couch are raising your children to never depend on a man for money and to never depend on people to do things for them. So the fact that you weaponize the very thing that you're teaching your children not to do, and and you set that girl up to feel so disregarded makes me so upset for her, to the point she now has to figure out life for herself, and it
Now, I can give him some grace on him feeling emotional about Candace, because the way she was treated at the reunion was disgusting, and my mouth was like, and I can't agree with him. Giselle should not have had an opinion on the fight to the point where she's blaming people because she wasn't there. But Andy Cohen allowed her to do that, which I don't understand. Oh, no, I do understand. We do understand. And so I can get behind that. But the only thing I disagree with Carlos King in what he was just saying, he's saying, will the real Giselle Bryant please stand up? Because this ain't the real Giselle Bryant. How are you questioning her now? He's saying she needs to stand up and be real. But I feel like, why are you questioning her now? Didn't you name her the LeBron James of the show? Okay? You named her the LeBron James of the show because she was she was keeping it real. She was all of that. She's the shining star. You understand what I'm saying? So why even question her now when all along you were the one on top of the mountains yelling from your megaphone? Giselle is the MVP of the show. Giselle is the LeBron James of the show. But now you see what people are trying to have been saying about Giselle. Giselle don't bring nothing to the show. All she brings is messiness. All Giselle brings is getting in people's relationship and bringing back rumors and being messy. And giving us scenes with her daughter, because we're not stupid. That relationship with Jason was not real. And that's the thing with Andy Cohen. He didn't even question her about the relationship in depth. Like, people believe that you two were not dating. That's how he should have came at her. The same way he came at Candace. People believe that you brought colorism to the show, or you like tweets that said, the girls were colorists, like that. So anyway, I'm sorry, Carlos King, but I'm not buying this with you trying to hold Giselle Bryant accountable at that moment at the reunion about the fight that happened at her, clothing line, fashion show, the Kmart show, because all along you thought she was the best thing since sliced bread, okay? So let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because Crystal Minkoff is leaving the show. She will not be back for season 14, right? Anyway, she took to her Instagram, and this is what she had to say about it. And then we're going to read what Anne Marie Wiley had to say about Crystal leaving the show.
Hi. So I just wanted to share the news that I will not be coming back to film season 14 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's very bittersweet. Never did I think I would have been asked to do the show in a million years, let alone film it for 3 seasons. Every single year I was asked back. It was a blessing. It was an honor. Being the first Asian American on Beverly Hills was a lot of weight on my shoulders that I have since just have really understood the magnitude of what that meant for people. And I just wanted to thank you guys for being such an incredible support for me. And I hope that I have been for you, sharing my story with my ED, sharing stories about my father and his Alzheimer's. I've heard so many incredible stories from you guys. But this is not goodbye. This is see you soon. I have some other things going on that I will be sharing with you soon, that I'll still be able to connect with you, because at the end of the day, that has been my biggest gift of filming this show, is connecting with so many of you with your beautiful stories. And look, my little New Year, Chinese New Year, good luck charm for me. So more to come, but I'm so grateful for everyone's love and support. You guys are an incredible audience with your own unique stories to tell, and I hope that you guys all one day have your opportunity. And Rob, Max, Zoe, my brother Jeff, my mom, we're all so grateful to you guys. This has been such a fun chapter, Lark. So thank you guys so much again.
Okay, so she said, she's sad to go, but she got some things lined up. How do I feel about Crystal being a housewife on Beverly Hills? I could give and take with her. I felt like her first season out was it was okay. It was okay. She had that issue with Sutton and what Sutton had said to her or opened the door on her. But then when she got to the reunion, it was like a different story. And so, that kind of like made me look at her a little bit like, Crystal, if you're going to be on this show, you got to be on the show. You got to speak your mind. And you got to say what you got to say. I appreciated her family, like showing her family life, her husband, her wealth. Child, this girl was building, I think she redid her home on the show. And then she had I think she had the women come over, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, she got money. And then we found out, not on the show, because I don't remember hearing that she owns some coconut water and it does really, really good. And that's the thing that I think, Crystal missed the mark on, sharing more of the business side of her and also talking about her father being ill with Alzheimer's. I feel like we're not going to miss her much because, she tried to get activated with Anne-Marie, but it just fell a little flat. I think she should have had pointed her gear towards Dorit, because I felt like Dorit was coming more for her than Anne-Marie. I think it was just a miscommunication between her and Anne-Marie that just ran amok. But anyway, this is what Anne-Marie tweeted out after she heard that Crystal was not going to return to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She said, I don't care how good you play victim, that karma is going to tear your ass up. So she's actually taking a jab at Crystal Minkoff for being released or fired from the show. Like I said before, I like Anne-Marie. Unpopular opinion, I like her. I feel like give her another chance. Let her just fuck shit up on the show. I don't know. Maybe she's like a wild card. I mean, in this her first season on, she was a wild card. She was just, she came for Sutton and it was a mess. Maybe we need that type of chaos mess on the show. I don't know. But I always say, I don't like the one and done. I don't like the one and done. I feel like a housewife should be given at least 2 seasons to prove their staying power on the show. But nevertheless, Anne-Marie has been she was not asked to return back, and Crystal is gonna. Now, what they holding on to Dorit for? I feel like if Dorit is not going to be open about her finances, her lack thereof of her financial problems, then we don't need her on the show. And if she's not going to come on the show and redeem herself against Kyle and their diminished friendship, then we don't need her on the show. And why is Erica Jane returning also? Erica Jane ain't got nothing going on. We don't want to hear about no Las Vegas residency whatever. No, that ain't nothing. What else you got going on beside that? Now, I did see her dating a black guy. I don't know if we're going to hear about the black guy, but that's about it. She don't have nothing going on. She can't share certain things about, her husband, Tom. So it's like, we probably need to do a reboot on Beverly Hills also. That's why I was so down for Bette Midler joining the show. I do not want Alec Baldwin's wife on the show. I'm sorry. I just don't. I can't stomach him. But he might just throw her in there. I was looking at Kimora Lee Simmons. I don't know, cause she might be a good addition. Or I got a better one, Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes, honey, bring her on the show. Y'all want ratings? Y'all want to see new fans tune into this show? You bring Jada Pinkett Smith on this show. All heck is gonna break loose, honey. Yes. So thank me later, Bravo, for my suggestions, Andy Cohen. Okay. So let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're gonna head back over there and talk about Nneka, because there's rumors that she also has been fired from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like I said before, y'all, I don't like that one and done. I like when they bring back a housewife for another season to allow them to get their self, give us a little bit more. What did we miss? Show it. Anyway, Nneka sat down with the Shade Room and they touched on a few things. They touched on colorism, Candace leaving, Nicki Minaj, and the whole you know what thing. Okay.
That the girls are gonna turn on you the way they turned on Wendy and Candace. What do you think about that? That they're using you to push them out, and then eventually they're going to turn on you, and then it's going to be an "I told you so" or "I should have listened" moment, is what the streets are saying.
Listen, I am an honest person. Mm-hmm. If anything happens, I will get on Twitter or Instagram, like, hey, y'all told me, I wasn't listening, my bad, peoples. I would do that. I don't know, because I can't predict the future, and I'm not them.
Right.
But right now, they cool peoples, we have a good time together, and I trust them as friends. So if there's hiccups in our friendships that are regular hiccups, then we'll keep moving. But if there's intentional things, then we're going to have to reevaluate.
Do you think the group has the range to discuss colorism? That was a comment that was made during the reunion, as far as, I don't think this group has the range to discuss that topic.
They don't, but listen to her answer.
Was a comment that was made. Would you agree?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, because I haven't had those type of conversations with the ladies, so I don't know what their mental abilities are. I do know for a fact some of them can, right, because they're used to having these conversations on the regular.
Who are the ones you think that can?
I know for sure. I think obviously Wendy can. I know Candace can. I do believe Karen can.
Karen.
And Karen can probably do it in a different way, because she's older than us and she's experienced it at different levels in her life and in different settings. I think Robin can for sure, because she's experienced a lot of colorism in her life.
Robin can talk about colorism? What are you talking about, girl? Wasn't you sitting beside her at the reunion and she started when they started talking about colorism, because she was being accused adjacently to the colorism with Giselle. So how can she talk about colorism when she said it makes her feel uncomfortable? She cannot talk about something that makes her feel uncomfortable. What are you talking about, Nneka?
And she's talked about it during filming, where a lot of people hated her because she was light skinned, right? And mistreated her to where she actually didn't want to have light skinned kids. Like, she used to pray that she would have dark skinned children because of the way that she was treated. So I know that she can talk about it. Giselle, I think I haven't had those conversations with Ashley, so I don't know what her range is. But Ashley's also somebody who will sit down and learn and listen.
Ashley is messy. Ashley is not going to sit down and learn anything, because if that was the case, she wouldn't have brought the whole Osu situation about Wendy's family, her tribe, her people to the show. So Ashley is not going to sit down and educate herself, because if she was that so inquisitive and wanted to learn before she brought that on the show about Wendy, she would have educated herself. Ciao.
Okay, fair. Are you returning next season? I think that you are. I saw what do you call it? A poster where it says you're returning. Has that been confirmed?
I think now is the time that they kind of get all these things together, and I think announcements will be made and decisions will be made soon.
Do you know if you're returning?
We don't know these things.
I will answer that. She's not returning. Word on the street from the Jasmine brand is that she has been fired, but I guess this was filmed, they had this interview done prior, before they, we got the news about her not returning or, whatever.
Isn't that crazy?
Are you sure?
What do you mean, am I sure?
Like, is that like the political thing to say until there's like an announcement?
I think everyone in the Housewives world knows that like after the reunion is when deliberations and stuff.
Yeah.
start.
So we've heard, or at least it's been said, that Candace isn't returning and Robin isn't returning. Can you speak to that?
I know that Candace doesn't want to come back, and
Yeah.
she's made the decision to pursue other things in her life. And
Okay, now, y'all heard her say Candace doesn't want to come back because people keep saying Candace was fired. Even Robin tried to allude to that, Candace was fired from the show when she wasn't. She made her decision on her own not to come back, and being pregnant was the top reason why she was like, deuces.
her music. She's an actress as well. And
Yeah.
I know she has 6 embryos in the freezer, so she might want to pop them things in too. So, she's taking a quick break. And so that's an announcement that she made, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we saw you guys at Gag City with Nicki
It was
Minaj.
amazing.
And we saw you, Robin, Giselle. Am I making up seeing Charisse?
Shasha was there.
Okay, Charisse was
Shasha's
there.
always down for a good time. She's not going to miss a good time.
And there
girl.
was another lady.
Ashley.
No, not Ashley. Well, Ashley was there, but then there was another lady.
Jules. That's one of Ashley's friends.
Okay, so is this what the cast is looking like? Or was this a girls' night situation?
Well, Mia was supposed to have come with us,
Okay.
but Mia was recovering, so Ashley brought her friend Jules, who I do know and love.
Yeah, because Mia had plastic surgery done on her body. I was, like I said before in an episode, she was showing off the results. She looked good. I ain't gonna lie, Mia looked good.
So I don't know if this is what the cast is going to look like.
Were you guys filming
No.
for that? No?
We went because we wanted to have a good time.
Oh, so how did that come about? Was it just a, hey, we're going to the Nikki
We
show?
talk.
Okay.
Like we have a group chat, we talk, and
Yeah.
we spend time with each other. We do things, we communicate. So Nikki's in town. Who's down?
Yeah.
We all wanted to go, so we went.
Was that your first time meeting Nikki?
It was.
Yeah.
And I just have to give a shout out to Nikki. She's a very sweet woman.
Yeah.
She is a very sweet woman, and she has great advice, and she's a girl's girl, and she put on a great show, first of all.
Yeah.
She was giving looks, she was giving body, the vocals were there, the
Okay.
raps, she was spitting. I had a good time with
Yeah.
Nikki.
What advice
The
did she give
raps,
you?
she was
About my
spitting.
fertility.
Okay.
She gave me advice on my fertility, and she was like, don't stress. I'm like, Nikki, I'm a stress.
Of course I'm stressing.
Nikki,
yeah.
I'm stressing right now. I'm talking to you, girl. No, but she gave me good advice. She's like, it will happen naturally
Yeah.
at the right time. Because you may want it now, and you might be impatient, but it may not be the right time for you. You have to wait for the right time, and it will happen.
That's a word.
That is good advice from Nicki Minaj, and a lot of people need to, they always say that when you think about something, that's when you don't get it. When you just, take it out of your mind and just leave it alone, that's when it happens for you, you know what I mean? Can I say that, Nneka looks like she's, her boobs are full, y'all, in this interview. I'm thinking, is there a baby bump somewhere around there? Because her and she said her and Candace were talking about the whole IVF situation of it all. And so maybe, Candace might have told her, try this doctor and just see what happens, because Nneka got some jugs on her right now. And Nneka was not known to be this top heavy. So, and it looked like baby breast. Which is good because I know she wanted to have a baby. So, if just my eyes from what I see, just my eyes, y'all, just my eyes. Let's talk a little bit about Summer House Martha Vineyard. Okay, Martha's Vineyard. I really like this show. I feel like this second season is what we need right now because the housewives are getting on my damn nerve, especially Potomac. I'm so glad that shit is over. Like, it was just, ooh. The season was horrible and the reunion was worse. Okay. I feel like it's a good show. Now, a lot of people are saying they're hoping and they're praying that they get a reunion because, for their first season, they didn't get a reunion. Summer House Martha's Vineyard is pretty good. I just want these people to stop crying. On Sunday's episode, I think I must have counted like 5 of them crying. I'm like, what is this? This is not no vacation, but I really like the cast. We have Nick, Preston, Shanice, Bria, Jordan, Jasmine, Amir, Alex, and Noelle. I love the new addition, Noelle. Noelle fits in, and Summer. Ooh, Summer and Jasmine, they were on Watch What Happens Live. They were a cut up, and Andy was really enjoying himself more than he enjoyed when Bria and Shanice came that Sunday before their Sunday. He was really into it. I think this is a good show. I feel like Bravo need to get behind them and really like push this franchise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they do for Below Deck, and they do for what else? Beverly Hills. They need to really like push these group of black people, because this show is really, really good. Okay. I won't get into all of it, but I'm just saying you guys need to check out Summer House Martha's Vineyard on Sundays. I think they're going to move to 8 o'clock now because Potomac is done. They usually follow behind Potomac. That would be, phenomenal for them, because 8 o'clock on Sundays is a real good time slot. It's a good show. I want this show to get a reunion because, baby, and I'm not talking about no clubhouse reunion, Andy Cohen. Okay, I'm talking about in a studio, sitting down, all of them looking nice and, reflecting on this season, because a lot is going on. Can I say this about Bria though? Did I mention Bria when I was naming everybody? Bria get on my nerve. Bria has a support dog, but like Jasmine said, Milo, the dog, needs to clock in, because Bria is on a 20. She don't want Mariah back. And she has said on Kim Pyre's show, I don't know if y'all follow Kim Pyre on YouTube, he interviewed Bria and he asked her about Mariah. I think it was last year. She said she ain't had no problem with the girl and she wanted the girl to come back, because if y'all don't watch the show, I'll tell you what happened. Bria and Mariah got into an altercation because I think Bria put the dog's towels in her clothes, and then it just went downhill from there. But she said she ain't had no problem with the girl. Now she don't want the girl to come back. Girl, what? Girl, your support dog is not supporting, okay? But I just want to mention that Martha's Vineyard is a good show, and I'm hoping that the ratings did good. I haven't seen the ratings yet from Sunday, because y'all know there was that big boycott. The Real Housewives of Potomac don't watch part 3 of the reunion. Then they had like 3 petitions out against Giselle Bryant. Child had 3. So let's talk about Simon, because Simon is keeping his foot on Portia's head and her neck, okay? He out here talking about he don't understand why Portia chose to move back into his mansion after her divorce filing. Says she has her own home she can go live in. Okay, what do y'all think about that? Let's get into the article courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk. Neighbors, is no secret that after Portia Williams learned of Simon Gubadia's checkered past, she wanted out of their marriage. However, it appears she doesn't want to be out of his Georgia home. According to Simon, that is in court documents obtained by Radar Online. Simon denies Portia claims that he changed the locks and kicked her out of their marital home. It's important to note that the home was purchased by Simon prior to their marriage. He claims it's the only home he owns in the U.S. Per the report, Simon said he's been the sole payer of the purchase and expenses on the mansion since buying it on November 8th, 2021. It goes on to say Simon informed the court that he's remained in the marital house with his children during the divorce, adding that Portia has since moved back into the marital residence since filing for an emergency hearing. It is also important to note that Portia does have her own $1.8 million home that she purchased when her ex-husband, Cordell Stewart, kicked her the hell out. We all know Simon can fake some paperwork based on his criminal history, so we'll just have to see how this plays out. Um, he has a point, y'all. He has a point. Why are you here? Why are you here? You're supposed to be like the way Portia moves. I keep telling y'all, she's doing this for a reason. Portia only wants to be in this home because she wants content for her return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The he's not giving her anything about the divorce for the show. So now she's going to use this situation as content for her return to Atlanta. And I keep telling y'all, this girl is something else. Someone said the only reason why I feel him is because I would be too scared to live with a man I'm divorcing. My paranoid self would be thinking he going to smother me with a pillow one day, and I can't live like that. I'm the same way too. If I'm divorcing your ass and it's got really, really bad, nope. Oh, someone said now if that was Dennis and he tried to pull the same thing, y'all ladies would be in your feelings in the comments, calling him all types of names. If you want to divorce, why put yourself in that space? Yeah, you know, someone said your house is better. Duh, bye wig. Someone said, seriously, she's trolling him and I'm not liking it. Yeah, she's being who she really is. I keep telling y'all, I like Portia, but Portia has some slick, slimy ways about her. And this is another way of showing y'all she has some slick, slimy ways about her. Why would you even want to be there with your daughter in discord? Okay. You and Simon are in a bad place. You're supposed to think about the wellness of your child. I would never go back to my husband who I feel like he's a scammer. He's done this, he's done that, he's done all these things. If I got a place to stay and go, I'm taking my ass there and I'm taking my child. Someone says she doing too much. Just get out and move on. If this was the other way around, y'all would be dragging Simon. Yeah, people would be saying, "Oh, he's being aggressive, or he's being difficult." You know what I'm saying? I agree 100%. You have a place to go. Go live with your mama in your home that you never sold, that you gave to her to keep while you were married to Simon. Oh my God. Someone said Portia really be getting with these men for their coins and they fall for it every time. Someone said, are women this entitled? If I married a man who had his own home, if we break up after a year, what am I still doing in that home? Exactly. Why are you there? Because she needs content. I'm telling y'all. Okay. Someone said it's hers until you're divorced and the judge says otherwise. Someone said she's doing too much. Get on, move on. Okay, I read that one. Someone said, why y'all add Cordell kicked her out after stating it's her home. If I was Portia, I would be suing the data off this post. Fallon must have wrote that part. Let's see what else. Someone said, I mean, he does have a point. If I don't like a man to the point of divorce, I wouldn't want to live in his home at all. Me neither. And she has a child. That's why I'm saying y'all better look out for Portia. Portia's something else. Someone said, I'm not about to play with them. So they're going to be in the house full of not good energy if they're not together and under one roof. Exactly. This is not good for her daughter. She's not choosing peace for her child. I would never. Someone said, I understand her claims for divorce, but why you want to be in the presence of someone you don't trust when you have somewhere else to go? She's bluffing. Yeah, at this point, I just think it's trolling between both of them. I think he's trolling us and she's trolling him because, recently we seen Dennis out with Fallon. So, maybe this is her way. I don't know. Portia is just, Someone said maybe she was advised by her divorce lawyer to not vacate the house as she could claim it as part of the divorce settlement. If she doesn't occupy it, it could jeopardize her claim. It's the only thing that makes sense to an otherwise toxic situation. I don't care. I'm out the house and I'm taking my child with me. Someone said, girl, give that man back his house and go to yours. Not worth the trouble. Yeah, think about your child. Someone said, why is she staying in a criminal's house with her kid? Baby, that's the comment right there. Why? 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 Let's see what else. Someone said, he better than me. Once your ass move out, you staying out. I don't give a F. Should have taken everything with you the first time. This is all for the show, y'all. This is all for the show. Because you would never, a sane woman would never put her child in this situation with her ex-husband that she don't feel safe with, okay? The first thing she thinks about is the safety and the mental health of her child. They're not going to go back in a situation like that. So I just don't, I don't understand her. I really don't. Okay, let's listen to Tamra Judge. Teddy asked her about the new season of Orange County, and this is what she had to say. Okay.
Spoilers, but describe the upcoming OC season in one word.
Well, I'm going to say epic. I was told by a certain somebody on the Orange County cast for us to keep her name out of our mouths. Well, here's the thing, Housewives. If you want us to keep your name out of your mouth, keep your face out of the press.
I know.
Okay. Somebody said every franchise says that about every season. Look what they said about Potomac before it aired. Yeah, they said Potomac season 8 was going to be so great. It was going to be greater than great. And baby, it was the worst thing we ever saw in our lives. And we couldn't wait for the damn thing to be over with. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. I think that's it for today. We'll come back later and talk about let's talk about Below Deck when I come back, because Love and Marriage DC, the folks were on Below Deck last night, and a lot of people were scratching their head about this episode, so we're going to come back and talk about it later. But for now, I think we've covered everything that I've seen. And let's see. Okay. That's about it. We talked about Alexia and Todd from the Real Housewives of Miami divorcing. Well, he actually pulled the plug on the marriage, which is like, okay, but Adriana was right. I think here they're saying that Garcelle and Sutton starting a podcast? Oh, Lord have mercy. Jeez. Wait for it. All right, I guess that's it, y'all. That's it. All right. That's all I got. This was All Things Housewives. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to the Goodness Gracious podcast. Bye, y'all.